How you doing, everybody? It's Oscars weekend. Yeah! And I have decided, rather than do the work I'm supposed to be doing right now, I got to get a haircut. Look at this. I'm looking like a Yeti over here. I'm looking like a Mugatu. Give me a break. Um, I have decided that I am going to do a quick what should win, what will win. So let me Google Oscar nominations 2024. Let's see which of the news outlets gets my click. Well, the top Google return is actually oscars.org itself. And then the New York Times beats out all of these websites that are supposed to be killer for SEO, where, Business Insider and Screen Rant, and then Variety, and then CBS News, and then, Wikipedia. I'm going to Wikipedia. Screw y'all. Because they make it easy. Honestly, the funny thing is the best website is Wikipedia. Do you ever give money to Wikipedia? I've done it like once or twice. Not a lot, like $20. Wikipedia is by far, this is the greatest thing about our time right now, in order. Being honest, Wikipedia is number one, the best thing of our lives. Number two is Spotify. Number three is Amazon. You go, oh crap, I'm out of toothpaste. You go boop, boop, boop on your phone, and tomorrow morning there's toothpaste in your mailbox. And number four is the love and warmth of family and friends. Those are the four best things in life. Okay, here we go now. Let's do the nominees, what's going to win, what should win, blah, blah, blah. Okay, starting at the bottom. Best visual effects nominated. The Creator, Godzilla -1, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, all those animals. Remember the animals in that? Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning Part 1. He's flying around on a train. Napoleon got best visual effects. All right, Mazel Tov. The winner's The Creator. Great film, great special effects. It had that running garbage can that became a bomb. It's got the kid with the thing in her ears. I love that movie. Not a lot of people did. All right, best film editing. Now, I hate this award. Because having in 3 previous lifetimes been very limitedly involved in the making of feature films, you can Google that, I know what it means to edit a film. It's kind of like you don't know how good the editing is unless you know what they had to work with. The greatest editors in the world can't really make a good movie if they have crap to choose from. Also, but a great editor can saved on the machine, as they say. So, what I'm saying is it's a weird award. We don't know what the best editing is. And of course, the best editing always goes to the flashiest editing. So Oppenheimer will win because the movie's going in 5 different directions at once. Here's what's nominated. Anatomy of Fall, which is a, pretty damn good movie. And it does, I don't know, it cuts to, see, yeah, I'm doing it right now. Oh, it cuts to different stuff. They're in the courtroom and they're saying something and you cut to their point of view. Is that good editing or is that good? It could have been in the script. It could be good script writing. It's a stupid award. All right, here are the nominees. Anatomy of Fall, Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things. Well, I don't know how many times Thelma Schoonmaker has won the Oscar. She's nominated for Killers of the Flower Moon. She's also very, she's the greatest, and she's been around, and she's got a few years on her. She's won the Oscar thrice, so maybe she doesn't really need a fourth one. So let's give it to Oppenheimer's editor, Jennifer Lame. Maybe it's Lame. You do see her name fly around a lot. Has she won an Oscar before? Doesn't look like it. All right, Jennifer Lame, it's your year. Good for you. You did a great job, probably. And, I mean, she's been, Nolan's editor for 100 years, so she's used to flying around. Dunkirk, she's doing 3 things at once. She's got graphs and charts everywhere. Jennifer Lame gets my vote, and she will win. Best costume designer. Probably going to be Poor Things for me, but let's look. Barbie, sure. Kills of Flower Moon, yeah, had some cool costumes. Napoleon had cool costumes. Oppenheimer, he's got the hat. Poor Things. The winner is Poor Things for 2 reasons. One is it's got wacky costumes. And 2, I actually interviewed this woman, Holly Waddington, and she was fun. She was funny and fun. And, that goes a long way. Best hair and makeup. Golda. Yeah. That should win. I actually saw Golda. It is not good. Maestro. Oh, well, he should win for Jewing Up Bradley. Jew, Jew, Jew, Jew him up. Jew, Jew, Jew. That's what he did. He's in the chair. More Jew, more Jew. It was great. Oppenheimer. Poor, yeah, he made them old, and then the face flies off in the nuclear blast. Poor things. Society of the Snow. Yeah. Give it to Maestro. 3 guys. Laurie, McCoy, Bell, Kei, Georgiou, and Kazuhiro. Okay. Cinematography. El Conde, Edward Lockman. Boring movie, great cinematography. Kills the Flower Moon. Maestro. I love Maestro. Oppenheimer. Hoyte van Hoytema. And Poor Things. Has Hoyte won before? Keep in mind, by the way, Hoyte is not just lugging around a camera. He's lugging around a camera that weighs the same as a Buick. So Hoyte has never won an Oscar. He's only been nominated once before for Dunkirk. Hoyte, it's your year. Mazel tov. We love you. All right, next. Production design. Barbie. Yeah, I guess. Killers of the Flower Moon. Napoleon. Oppenheimer. Poor Things. Well, you know what? This is a toughie. What do I vote for? Do I vote for Poor Things or do I vote for... I guess, Barbie, I do have things to say about Barbie as we get closer. I guess I'm going to... Poor Things is like over the top, man. Poor Things does look cool. It looks cool. All right, Poor Things wins Best Production Design. Congratulations to James Price, Shona Heath, and Zuzia Mihalik. Best Sound. I don't know. Maestro had the best sound. It had Mahler in it. Stephen A. Morrow, Richard King, Jason Ruder, Tom Ozanach, and Dean Zupa. Dean something or other, you just won the Oscar for Best Sound. Why it took 5 of you to make that movie, I don't know, but you just won. Best Original Song, I give it to I'm Just Ken. John Batiste has won too many awards, and that's I'm Just Ken is fun. It's the only one of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the only one of these 5 songs that I can think off the top of my head. Flaming Hot is a disgrace. American Symphony, John Batiste, he's won enough. The Killers of the Flower Moon song, I'm not even thinking what it is off the top of my head. I think of the score, but that's Robbie Robertson, and this is not part of Robbie Robertson's score. This is something by Scott George. And then Barbie, what will win is this Billie Eilish song with her brother, Phineas Eilish, and it's called What Was I Made For, and I can't even think of what that song is off the top of my head. I vote for I'm Just Ken, but it won't win. Original score. All right, this is tough. All right, it's tough. I'm going to break my own heart. Robbie Robertson's score to Killers of the Flower Moon is not the best. Oh, delivery. Stay right there. I got the delivery. Hey, how you doing? No problem. Thanks, buddy. Whoa, oh, shit. I dropped it. No problem. Still glass. Okay, my fault. All right, I got the delivery. This is such good content. I'm not editing this. I'm not editing a damn thing. Robbie Robertson is a god. He's a king. He is the greatest. He has done so much for us as a people, as a planet. There were times back in my college days where I would sit in a room with my buddies and drink whiskey and listen to the band and sob at how much I loved the band. And I have a great story about the time I met Rick Danko, which I'm not going to tell today. He means so much to me. And his solo work. I love the album he made called, it was another soundtrack he did for a show called The Native Americans. It's called Robbie Robertson and I think they're called the Robbie Robertson and the Red Road Ensemble. Music for the Native Americans. That album is so good. That is a heavy rotation album in my life for 25 years. And now, of course, he's gone. He died. And part of me, the emotional side of me, says surely he must be recognized posthumously for his work in Killers of the Flower Moon, a project which obviously meant a lot to him because A, he was working with his buddy Marty, and B, he being of indigenous extraction, it's important to him. Now that I've said that, the truth of the matter is, it's not the best score of the year. It's not. Ludwig Göransson made one of the best scores of all time with his Oppenheimer score. I listen to that all the time. It's so good. The first time I saw the movie, I was just taken with it at a, if you'll forgive me, molecular level. And then I began to listen to it over and over again. And then when I saw the movie a second time, really knowing the score, it's just brilliant the way it's worked in. So it's tough. I wish they could tie. But I don't know. But then again, Robbie Robertson's so cool. I don't know. You know what? Who cares? I think the answer is that Ludwig will probably win anyhow. Listen, you name a guy Ludwig, he's going to write good music. Best animated short. I saw 0 of them. Not voting. Best live action short. I saw one. Don't email me in the middle of my zing. I'm turning my emails off. Ugh. Oh God. I have to respond to that. Jesus. Okay. Best live action short. Here's the deal. Wes Anderson is nominated. I didn't watch any of them except for the Wes Anderson one. And it's great. But there was some controversy about this just the other day because somebody said something and people thought he was being, a little bit crude, and I agreed. Wes Anderson should not really be nominated for this. He's putting his thumb on the scale. He's Wes Anderson. He's got a budget of God knows what. He's a pro. It's like when the pros started playing in the Olympics, which they do. I know basketball, right? In the 90s. Even I know that. I don't know jack shit about sports. The Dream Team. I think it was Michael Jordan and all of his chums said, hey, we're going to just go be Olympians now. And then they won. It's not fair. The shorts should be for up-and-comers. Furthermore, Wes Anderson has never won. He should win an Oscar for one of his real movies, not one of his short movies. Give me a break. And he should have won by now. It's kind of shocking that he hasn't. He's never even won a screenplay award. I just Googled this. He's been nominated several times, and he's never won for anything. Not even for one of his animated films. How has that happened? He's made 2 terrific animated movies, and they haven't won. So, Wes, you want this to be your Oscar? That's embarrassing. Controversial statement, but that's what you get when you watch a Hoffman video. All the short film boosters will say I'm being demeaning. I'm not. I'm being honest. And moreover, if you are an up-and-comer and you win the Oscar for Best Short, now you're kicking ass. Now you're getting in there. You want Wes Anderson to take it away from me? He should not accept. Best documentary short. Didn't see it. Best documentary feature. I don't know. Bobby Wine, The People's President, is pretty damn good. I vote for that. All right, international film. Tough. These are 4 great movies. These are 3 3/4 great movies. The one that's not that great is the one that's probably been seen by the most people, is Society of the Snow, which was a Netflix hit. It's certainly riveting, but I question if it's any good. Io Capitano is also you watch it oh my God, I don't know if it's a great movie, but you're just depressed and you want to throw up afterwards. Perfect Days is pretty great. Teacher's Lounge, I don't know. Zone of Interest I have mixed feelings about. My vote is for Teacher's Lounge. Teacher's Lounge is a great movie. I love Teacher's Lounge. This director, I can't pronounce his name. He's got a Turkish name. I know that the C's are actually J's, so I think it's İlker Catak. I apologize to my Turkish friends. He's great, and I can't wait to see more movies from him, and I hope you should see Teacher's Lounge. Animated feature. Oh, God. I guess Spider-Man. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 movies nominated. I only saw one, which was The Boy and the Heron, which I do not vote for. I make a blind vote for Spider-Man over that. No, I saw Elemental, too. Elemental is not that good. Nimona I never saw. Robot Dreams I never saw. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse I did not see, but I vote for that. Okay, Best Adapted Screenplay. Here we go. Complicated. The nominees are American Fiction, Barbie, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, and Zone of Interest. Well, here's the deal. Zone of Interest didn't they just ad-lib the whole thing? Didn't they just go into a house and just yap? And they shot 700 hours of footage and then they cut it together? So that's not the winner. Although I do recognize the scenario, which was loosely adapted on the book, which I haven't read. I think the ending with the flash forward is actually pretty brilliant, I will say. I have mixed feelings on Zone of Interest, but the ending is pretty brilliant. Poor Things, yeah. Poor Things is pretty good, I guess. Oppenheimer is... You don't really think about Oppenheimer as a screenplay, but the truth is it's all in there. It's a blueprint for this brilliant movie. It is a good screenplay. And that book, I mean, I read the book, I'm proud to say. It was 1,000 pages, and some of it's kind of boring, but the parts that aren't boring are not boring. The parts that are not boring are brilliant. And there's a lot in that book. And when I watched the movie, I didn't, other than little goofy things, like little anecdotes, I didn't come away. A lot of times when you see a movie based on a book, you're like, well, they left out this whole thing. And what about that whole thread of this? I didn't feel that with Oppenheimer. I'm like, yeah, they somehow got it. It's a 3-hour movie, but they kind of got that whole book. There's a couple of little funny moments. There's a funny moment in the book where Oppenheimer and Einstein are like trying to fix a radio antenna. That's kind of a funny bit. But yeah, it's pretty good. All right, so let's talk about Barbie. Here's the deal. Barbie is entertaining. I like Barbie, but you know what else is entertaining? SCTV sketches. That's kind of what Barbie is. I'm somehow the mass hallucination on our culture's part has determined that Barbie is some work of art, and it is not. Do you not recall that there's a long sequence in Barbie where Will Ferrell's running around like like pretending to be a choo-choo train, and they're zipping around and they're trying to do this whole Jacques Tati thing, and it doesn't work. It's not funny. It's okay. I mean, Greta Gerwig, I love you. I mean, Lady Bird and your other Little Women are great movies, and you're a terrific actress. And this was a fun little treat you made. You made a summer treat, and everybody loved it, and everybody wore pink, and it was a big hit. And it's great, but Oscars, give me a break. Give me a break. And then the other adapted screenplay is American Fiction. Now, I did not read the book upon which it is based, but I do love American Fiction. It's very, very, very funny. It's very clever. And I do not think that Cord Jefferson, who I had the good fortune to interview recently, will win anything else. So I'm voting for American Fiction for Best Adapted Screenplay. It's a rich movie. It's got a lot going on. It's obviously the sort of the top line thing, the satire about racial identity and the arts, and then the whole sort of Preston Sturges wacky thing when he makes up the persona. But then all the stuff with the family, I think, is really good too. It's a good sort of James L. Brooksy movie on top of the other stuff. So it's a good movie. Original screenplay. Well, this has got to go to Anatomy of a Fall, right? What are the other options? Oh shit, The Holdovers. Oh boy. Oh, this is tough. Anatomy of a Fall, Holdovers. Those are two big guns. Maestro. I love Maestro, but it's not the script that's doing it for Maestro. May December, sorry to Twitter, but it's a B+. It's clever and it's good. And I love, what's his name? I love everybody involved, but Todd Haynes is a great man, and the producers are wonderful, and I love everybody involved in May December, but this is not a biggie for me. Past Lives also is Past Lives is pretty damn good. Don't get me wrong. And it's a damn smart script too. Shit. We got 3 really good ones here. I have to make a vote. The Holdovers is the clear winner. Anatomy of a Fall is really good too. Damn it. Oh man. Oh, that's tough. Because Holdovers is like basically the best movie of the year. And a lot of that is due to the screenplay. I mean, it's just so funny and so warm and rich, but it's also, it comes together with the performances. Anatomy of a Fall might be just a great screenplay, I mean, the performances of that are great too, and the way it's shot, and that cool looking, the lawyer who kind of looks like if you took Martin Short and hit him on the head with the handsome stick. I got to choose, right? I got to vote. Holdovers versus Anatomy of a Fall versus Past Lives. Oh my God, that's tough. I got to go with the Holdovers. I'm sorry. I'm an old softy. I'm sorry. No disrespect to Justine Triet and Arthur Harari. You are great and talented people, and I love you. But the Holdovers has a hold over me. It's a little special. Anatomy of a Fall is great, though. And I've seen it twice. I've only seen The Holdovers once. I've seen Anatomy of a Fall twice, but Holdovers is just too good. Best Supporting Actress, Emily Blunt. Danielle Brooks in The Color Purple. It's a great role. I mean, she's no Oprah. America Ferrari and Barbie. Come on. Jodie Foster and Nyad. Davine Joy. I think it's Davine, not Divine. Davine Joy Randolph in The Holdovers. All right. The funny thing is Jodie Foster is great in Nyad. She is great in Naiad, but Davine Joy Randolph is like the beating heart of that Holdovers. It's so good. And she's going to win anyway, so you might as well vote for her. And Jodie Foster's won 2 Oscars already. The answer is Davine Joy Randolph. She wins the Oscar. Supporting actor Sterling K. Brown in American Fiction. I don't think I knew until right now that he had been nominated. Good for him. I somehow had forgotten that. Robert De Niro in Kills of Flower Moon. Robert Downey Jr. as Louis Strauss. Gosling. Ruffalo. Ruffalo is not my favorite actor. He is a tool that must be used correctly. He's great in Poor Things. He is on his game in that. And there's part of me that but I get, all right, let's like, it's not Sterling K. Well, actually, you know what? Why shouldn't it be Sterling K. Brown? He's great in that movie. Why shouldn't I vote for him? Downey's great too. It's not Gosling. Give me a break. And it's not De Niro. No offense. He's great, but come on. It's between Ruffalo, Downey, and Brown. Sterling K. Brown is great in American Fiction. Should I just vote for him? This is important news. Ruffalo, Downey. Downey's great in Oppenheimer. They're all good. Honestly, I'm going to go with my gut. I'm going with Mark Ruffalo. I'm sorry. And I normally don't like him, but he's very good in that role. Okay, Best Actress. Well, there's, as you know, listeners, there was a snub. There's such a snub. And the snub is Rachel Sennott has not been nominated for Best Actress in this year's awards. She should have been nominated for Bottoms, and there's a snub. But here's who we got. Annette Bening as Naiad in Naiad. It's funny. Jodie Foster is, if there was a winner, it's Jodie Foster. It's not Naiad herself. Lily Gladstone. Well, let's talk about Lily Gladstone. She's great in this movie. She is great in this movie. She really is. But she's asleep for an hour. She's asleep on her bed, moaning and groaning. And it's terrifying. And she's great. But is she a lead actress or is she a supporting role? I know. It's maybe it shouldn't matter. But Sandra Hüller, she's great. She's so good in Anatomy of Fall. Carey Mulligan's very good in Maestro. Emma Stone, I mean, being wacky and walking around and then being randy, and then she's suddenly an intellectual at the end. She's not winning for me. If there's anything to take it away from Lily Gladstone, it's Sandra Hüller, for me personally. Although I did love Carey Mulligan. Sandra, I mean, let's be honest here for a second. These are two really good. You got to choose now between those two. I mean, Lily Gladstone, I mean, putting aside, the fact that, well, no, let's, Lily Gladstone is, I mean, I kind of want to not vote for her because everybody else is, but she's pretty great. And, it is an important film, and there's never been a Native American woman to win the Oscar. What the hell's that all about? My God. So she wins. And she's pretty good. I mean, she doesn't have a vast resume, but I've seen her in, obviously, Certain Women, and I'm embargoed. I'm not allowed to say, but I've seen her in something else, and she's no joke. She's going to be around. Like, sometimes somebody wins an Oscar and they disappear. And this is not the case. Lily Gladstone is actually pretty freaking talented. This just in. The woman who's won 700 awards this year, Hoffman says is talented. I know, I sound like a jerk, but she's actually pretty great, and she will win, and she should win. Best Actor. This is tough. You got Bradley Cooper, you got Coleman Domingo, Paul Giamatti, Cillian Murphy, Jeffrey Wright. This is tough. These are all great performances. These are 5 great performances in 4 great movies. Rustin is not a great movie, but he's friggin' awesome in Rustin. And Coleman Domingo is awesome in everything. I mean, he really is just a great. He's probably a good person too. I hope so. But he's not getting my vote. And Bradley is so good in Maestro. He's so good, and I love Bradley Cooper. I went to that thing. He did this victory lap at Lincoln Center, David Geffen Hall, where he and Yannick so and so, the French Canadian conductor. They did a night of maestro music, and he was just beaming from ear to ear. He's such a goofy guy. I mean, supposedly he's in real life, Bradley Cooper's some dictatorial guy. He's a troublemaker with everything's got to be perfect. Whatever. He's a cool guy. I'm pro him. But then again, you got Cillian Murphy. I mean, Oppenheimer is like a massive movie, and he's in it. He is Oppenheimer, and he's great. Then you got Jeffrey Wright and Paul Giamatti. Here's the thing about those two. In a way, those are two very similar performances. Well, not performances. They occupy two, in my brain anyhow. These two characters, Paul Giamatti's character and Jeffrey Wright's character, they're similar. They're both like annoyed, basically. They're like, ugh, they're always doing this. Like, ugh, they're annoyed. They're annoyed at the stupidity of people around them, which is something that I do not identify with at all. I love all of mankind. So in a way that works to it kind of, I don't want to say cancels one another out, but it kind of does. Because otherwise it would be, I mean, I don't know. Cillian Murphy's pretty damn great. All right, I got to vote for somebody. Paul Giamatti in Holdovers. It's a legend. It's a legendary role. I mean, people talk about Holdovers as a movie like a Hal Ashby movie. It's like Jack Nicholson in The Last Detail. It's that much of a pivotal role for the man. I mean, may it happen 100 years from now, but eventually Paul Giamatti will pass away, and he will be remembered as the star of The Holdovers. It's his movie. And I don't know that the Jeffrey Wright connection. Jeffrey Wright's so good in American Fiction, but I don't know if he's as good as Paul Giamatti in The Holdovers. So I'm voting for Paul Giamatti. Why am I not voting for Cillian Murphy? Because I love Oppenheimer, but I don't love the character of Oppenheimer in the same way I love the lead roles of American Fiction and The Holdovers. It's a different kind of love. It's a different kind of audienceship. I connect on a level with the leads of Holdovers and American Fiction differently. And of the two, even though they are kind of similar, I gotta go with Paul Giamatti. With much regret to Jeffrey Wright. I love him. Best Director. I'm not even reading the names. The answer is Christopher Nolan. He is the best director of the year. He is the best director of every year. He's the best director of years where he's not even directing. He is the greatest. He is our Kubrick. I am a stan. I am a fan. I'm a fanboy. I went opening night at the IMAX on 68th Street for the re-release of Tenet. It was a lot of dudes. It was a lot of dudes by themselves, having an interesting night, and I can't deny that he is the greatest. And if you can't handle that, then I like to present myself as an individual. I like to present, but I slip into the occasional bro stereotype from time to time. I like this certain kind of bro. I love Christopher Nolan movies. And I love Frank Zappa guitar solos. It's just who I am. This is the way I'm built. And he is the best director of the year. And there's some other great nominees. There's a fellow by the name of Martin Scorsese. He's very good, so I'm told. Justine Triet, I love. And she's cool. But she's not the winner. Nor is Yorgos. Nor is Jonathan Glazer. You all have been nominated for Best Director, and you should be happy with that nomination. You are not the best director of the year. And the best film. Just to go over in alphabetical order, in case you forgot, American Fiction, Anatomy of Fall. American Fiction is a great movie, but it's not the best movie of the year. But it's pretty damn good. Anatomy of Fall, same deal. Barbie, come on, SCTV. The Holdovers, oh, it's so good. Kills of the Flower Moon, it's good. I haven't really talked much about Killers of the Flower Moon other than her performance. Killers of the Flower Moon is a flawed film. It is not a perfect film, unlike some of the others. Holdovers, massive. Oppenheimer, yeah. Even American Fiction is better than Kills of the Flower Moon. Kills of the Flower Moon is good. But the part when it lost me the part when I said, what am I missing? Is when Leo, like we're bros. Leonardo DiCaprio is told that his child has died, and he falls down on his knees and starts wailing and crying. I was not in that scene at all. I had no idea what was going on. I don't mean plot wise, I meant emotionally. Because obviously the whole movie, the whole point of the movie, and I recognize this, I'm not an idiot, is that DiCaprio's terrible. He's murdering people. He's murdering his wife. He's following the rules of his awful uncle, who's pure evil. But he kind of loves her, maybe. And you kind of automatically, I mean, goes back to the whole point of cinema is that you kind of root for him a little bit when he's doing his schemes. I mean, they tell you this in film school, day one, class one, at least when I went to film school, which was a great use of my money. The first day they show you Dial M for Murder, and they show you watching a guy prep and try to kill somebody, and you're rooting for him because it's like oh, he's got to do the thing, and he's at the desk and he's doing that, and you're going, oh, is it going to work? It's a heist, it's a scheme, it's a caper. And just before you even logically think about what's happening, you're rooting for the guy. And then you go, whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa. We don't just, what are you doing? Grace Kelly, right? Who's in Dial M for Murder? Is it Grace Kelly? That's embarrassing that I don't know this. Yeah, it's Grace Kelly, of course. You're like, don't murder Grace Kelly. She's awesome. So in a way, you kind of, and I mean, take this, just like your lizard brain is like, whenever there's a heist or a scheme in a movie, you kind of like want to see it work. So like, you're kind of like, ooh, is he gonna blow up that house? And then it's like, oh shit, he just killed a bunch of people, and he's part of this whole scheme of, racial injustice and horror and just awfulness. Why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because in that moment of the movie, despite the fact that the film is hinged on this paradox, I had no idea what to feel when he's on the ground wailing around. And here's where I really start maybe saying some sinful things. I don't think the scene was good. I don't think it was performed well by DiCaprio. I don't even think it was blocked well. They got these cages in the middle of this black void. They're like on the set of the Charlie Rose show. And he's on the floor screaming and yelling. And at this point, the movie's like 2 hours and 40 minutes in. I'm like, this is his big, this is big no. This is him, Darth Vader, going, no. That's what it felt like. It was embarrassing. It was like Darth Vader. So it's not a perfect movie, Killers of the Flower Moon, but it's very, very, very, very good. And she's terrific, and the music is great, even though Ludwig's is better. Blah blah blah. All right. So I'm not voting for that. So and Past Lives is great. Poor Things is cool. Zone of Interest is interesting. The Maestro, I love Maestro. I love Maestro. But the shootout is between The Holdovers and Oppenheimer. And at one point, when I did rank the movies of the year for a website that doesn't exist anymore, I did put Holdovers in the number one spot. But I've since seen Oppenheimer a second time. Oppenheimer is the best movie of the year. And it will win, and it should win. And Holdovers will do well Oscar-wise. Davine Joy Randolph will win the Best Supporting Actress, so that means the movie wins. Whether it wins Best Screenplay is a question mark for original. Alexander Payne wasn't even nominated for Best Director, but you can only get 5 in there. I would maybe swap out Yorgos for Alexander Payne if I was in charge. And that's it. That's what's going on. Did I get, it's funny. I was Zone of Interest. Did we do Best Sound? I gave it to Maestro rather flippantly. I guess the real winner is Zone of Interest. Well, again, that's like the best editing. Zone of Interest has the most noticeable sound. So it's like, oh, give it the award for Best Sound. I mean, what is Best Sound? I don't know. Years ago, in the beginning of Talking Pictures, Best Sound meant you could understand what they were saying. That was good sound. Got it all on tape. What is Best Sound today? God knows what. But Zone of Interest certainly has the most innovative use of sound. But does that beat Maestro's use of Gustav Mahler and also a little composer by the name of Leonard Bernstein? You know what, folks? We're now at the 34.5 minute mark, so I'm going to leave that question for next time. Thank you for listening to this video podcast vlog. And it's Friday. It's midday. You got nice weather. I got plans tonight. I got plans tomorrow. And I got plans during the day on Sunday. I got a busy couple days. Normally I'm just sitting around with my thumb up my ass, but the next few days I'm busy. I'm doing fun things. But I will I watch the Oscars? A lot of times I don't, because they're annoying. A lot of times I wait until the next day and I watch clips. I watch whatever funny thing Jimmy Kimmel has to say, and then I'll watch if somebody I really like wins an award. But so I do have plans during the day, but I think the Oscars probably started. They usually start at 6 p.m. Eastern time, give or take. So I'll probably be back by then. I'll let you know. I'll let you know what I decide. All right. Thanks for watching, and have a great Oscars weekend. Thank you. And I hope I didn't offend anybody in the short filmmaking community. Don't take it personally. Goodbye.